Want to speak real Swedish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at SwedishPod101.com.
Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So, access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the dialogue study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the 2 recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Hi everybody, I'm Hannah and it's time for another class in Swedish, and today we're going to talk about 10 questions that you should know. So 10 basic questions that are very handy for maybe a friendly conversation, a first-time conversation or something similar. So let's get started. Vad heter du? What's your name? And the sample answer could be Jag heter Hanna. Jag heter Hanna. My name is Hannah. Very useful and easy and always good to ask for someone's name, and also allows you to maybe learn some Swedish names. We say them a bit differently, even though some of them are similar sounding to other languages. Hur mår du? How are you? Jag mår bra. Jag mår bra. I'm fine. There we had the question and the answer to this. It's a very good starter, and maybe if you know someone, you'll get more than the I'm fine, but for a nice and polite start of a conversation, it's also a sign of interest to ask someone how they are. I think that's similar to most languages. Var kommer du ifrån? Where are you from? Jag kommer från Kina. Jag kommer från Kina. I'm from China. Not that I am, but in my case, I would of course use Sweden, and maybe for you it's another country. So, but if you travel, I know that you meet a lot of people from different places, and then knowing how to ask them where they're from is a good conversation starter. And also interesting to find out. Maybe you can ask more questions about where they're from. Var lärde du dig svenska? Where did you learn Swedish? Jag lärde mig svenska på swedishpod101.com. Jag lärde mig svenska på swedishpod101.com. I learned Swedish at swedishpod101.com. Maybe you already guessed this. Var bor du? Where do you live? Jag bor i Stockholm. Jag bor i Stockholm. I live in Stockholm. Remember to add the place that you live in and not use Stockholm if you're not in Stockholm. But Stockholm is a very beautiful place, so maybe it's a good idea to move there. It's fun to find out more about where people are from and to hear about their country, I believe. And when you travel in Sweden, also not everybody is from Sweden or from Stockholm. Var jobbar du? Where do you work? Ja, jag jobbar på ICA. Jag jobbar på ICA. I work at ICA. And for you who don't know, ICA is a big grocery store in Sweden. There are others, but this is a very common one. So if you look for a grocery store, you can ask for ICA. Vad har du för telefonnummer? What's your phone number? And to this, you could reply, det är, and then all the numbers. But I think we're going to get to the numbers in another lesson. Det är, meaning it is. And remember the country code if this is someone who's not from your country, if you get their phone number. Vad kostar det? How much is it? Det är, it is. Or here's another one you can also use. Det kostar, it costs. Good to know. Maybe after sightseeing, what you do is you go shopping for some things, and we don't haggle in Sweden, so you don't have to do the haggling. You just have to ask for the price and you'll get the response to what you're probably going to pay. Gillar du svensk mat? Do you like Swedish food? So here we have both two different answers. Ja, det gör jag, meaning yes I do. Or nej, det gör jag inte, meaning no I don't. And to be real honest, the Swedish cuisine is not my favorite. I prefer Asian food, for example, over Swedish food, but we have a few really good ones. And if you're not in Sweden, maybe you have an IKEA, you know, the furniture store somewhere around, and you can try the Swedish meatballs. They're a traditional dish and kids really like them. But that's a first good start to trying Swedish food. Har du varit i Sverige? Have you been to Sweden? Ja, det har jag. Meaning, yes I have. Nej, det har jag inte. Meaning, no I haven't. And if you haven't been to Sweden, I hope you will go. But please go during the summer unless you are into skiing or snowboarding, because summer in Sweden is just magical. We have daylight until very late, like almost depending on where you go, but if you go very far north, the sun is not even gonna set And in the south, we have very long days. So that's a huge recommendation for you who haven't been to Sweden yet. And this was the end of today's lesson. 10 questions that you should know. 10 questions that come in handy for a conversation. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe to SwedishPod101.com and head over to SwedishPod101.com to learn more. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye bye!
Hej! Hej! Jag heter James. Vad heter du? Jag heter Anders. Kul att träffas. Ja, kul att träffas. Det är fest ikväll här, eller? Ja, just det. Vi ses på festen. Ja, absolut. Hej James, hur är det? Bra, tack. James, varifrån kommer du? Jag kommer från England, och varifrån i Sverige kommer du? Jag kommer från Linköping. Var i Göteborg bor du? Jag bor i Kallbäck, och du? Jag bor i stan nära till universitetet. Jag bor i en 2:a med min tjej. Hur bor du? Jag bor på hotell just nu. Ursäkta Anders, men jag måste till bussen nu. Okej, vi ses. Hej då. Vi ses. Du, idag flyttar Nils och Eva in i lägenheten. Jaha, vad trevligt. Varifrån kommer de? Eva är från Polen och Nils är från Sverige. Jaha, vad intressant. Du James, kan du hjälpa Nils och Eva senare med att hitta här i huset? Tack. Självklart. När kommer de? De kommer på eftermiddagen. Jag måste verkligen gå nu. Hej då. Hej då, vi ses.
Hej, jag heter Eva och kommer från Polen. Vad heter du?
Mitt namn är James. Jag är engelsman. Och du är polack.
Ursäkta, men vad betyder det?
På svenska säger man polack till folk från Polen. Och till mig från England, engelsman.
Jaså, det visste jag inte. Så jag är polack. Och till folk från Sverige, vad säger man då?
De kallas för svenskor.
Jaha, jag hoppas jag får träffa många av dem snart.
Hej James, du spelar bra. Tack Anders. Många här spelar bra, men jag förstår inte alla språk. Jaså, hur så? De där pratar franska. De talar ingen svenska och mycket lite engelska. Jaha, vad kul. Så många språk. Själv studerar jag spanska och japanska. Oj, vad intressant. Då talar du många språk. Nej, inte än. Min spanska är okej. Men min japanska är fortfarande svag. Som min svenska. Nej, du talar ju nästan flytande.
Hej, jag heter Elin. Hi everybody, I'm Elin. Welcome to SwedishPod101.com's Svenska på 3 minuter. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Swedish. In the last lesson we learned the phrase ursäkta mig, kan du tala engelska? Excuse me, do you speak English? We mentioned the word ursäkta mig, which means excuse me in Swedish. In this lesson we're going to learn how to use ursäkta mig and other words when apologizing in Swedish. We use ursäkta mig in formal situations, such as when we are ordering something in bars or restaurants. For example, ursäkta mig, en kaffe tack. Excuse me, a coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. Ursäkta mig, var är toaletten? Excuse me, where is the toilet? The common way to say excuse me is ursäkta mig. Ursäkta mig. Just like ursäkta mig, we can use förlåt when apologizing for an action. Förlåt means I'm sorry. Förlåt. You can also hear some Swedes say sorry, which is a loan word from English, and it's often used as a quick apology amongst friends. Both of these phrases can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry. But if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use the word förlåt. The phrase förlåt jag är jätteledsen för det means I'm really sorry about that. This can be used in both formal and informal situations. Förlåt, jag är jätteledsen för det. First we have the familiar förlåt. Next we insert a Swedish pronoun for I, jag. Then är, which means am. Followed by ledsen, which means sad. Again, you can see the use of the word jätte in front of an adjective, just like in lesson 2. Finally, we have the phrase för det, meaning about that. Förlåt, jag är jätteledsen för det. Now it's time for Elin's insights. In Sweden, if you accidentally bump into someone, you might not get any response. But to be polite, we either say ursäkta mig or förlåt. You can also use these phrases when you want to say sorry. Can you repeat what you just said? Are you able to count in Swedish? In the next lesson, we learn the numbers in Swedish from 1 to 10. I'll be waiting for you in our next Svenska på 3 minuter lesson. Vi ses nästa gång! Welcome to SwedishPod101.com's Svenska på 3 minuter. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Swedish. Hej, jag heter Elin. Trevligt att träffas. Hi, I'm Elin. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Swedish expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Swedish. There are only 2 sentences you need. Hej, jag heter Elin. Trevligt att träffas. Hi, I'm Elin. Nice to meet you. Hej, jag heter Elin. Trevligt att träffas. Start by saying hej, jag heter. Then say your name. Hej, jag heter Elin. Finally say trevligt att träffas. Hej, jag heter Elin. Trevligt att träffas. And now let's see the same sentence in a different format. Hallå, Elin. Trevligt att träffas. Hello, Elin. Nice to meet you. Hallå, Elin. Trevligt att träffas. So, what a change from the previous introduction. Let's take a close look at these together. Hey has been substituted with an alternative greeting, hallå, Swedish for hello. Jag heter Elin has been shortened to just Elin. In this sentence, it's implied that I am introducing myself as Elin. In a formal setting, you would say your full name. One more time. One way to introduce yourself in Swedish is hej, jag heter Elin. Trevligt att träffas. An alternative way to introduce yourself is hallå, Elin. Trevligt att träffas. Now it's time for Elin's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands in Sweden. It's more common to use hej, jag heter Elin. Trevligt att träffas. When you introduce yourself once, in front of a group of people or one single person. If you greet several people individually, you use the short phrase hej, Elin. Trevligt att träffas. Do you know how to say thank you in Swedish? You'll learn how to say this and many other words in the next Svenska på 3 minuter lesson. Tack, vi ses då! See you then!
Vi har några nya layouts på företagets visitkort. Vilken tycker du är bäst?
Få se. Jag tycker att företagsnamnet ska vara större.
Okej, då borde vi ta någon av dessa.
Precis. Jag tycker om dessa eftersom företagsnamnet är stort och högst upp.
En av dessa har plats för ett foto. Vad tycker du?
Jag tycker det gör texten lite för liten.
Ja, texten kan bli lite svår att läsa med ett foto.
Okej, då tar vi den andra. Ursäkta mig, vet du om det finns en busshållplats i närheten?
Ja, gå först rakt fram och sväng höger vid det andra trafikljuset. Sedan, om du svänger vänster vid hörnet av en bokhandel så ser du en bank. Busshållplatsen är framför banken.
Jag förstår. Tack så mycket. Ursäkta mig, vet du om det finns en busshållplats i närheten?
Ja, gå först rakt fram och sväng höger vid det andra trafikljuset. Sedan, Om du svänger vänster vid hörnet av en bokhandel så ser du en bank. Busshållplatsen är framför banken.
Jag förstår. Tack så mycket.
Vi kommer att ha ett möte med Michael från vårt kontor i New York i eftermiddag. Vet du om det finns någon dricka kvar?
Vi har lite kaffe.
Michael dricker inte kaffe. Har vi något vatten på flaska?
Ja, jag tror att det fortfarande finns några kvar.
Utmärkt. Mycket bra.
Vill du ha någonting?
Jag tar också samma sak. Vi kommer att ha ett möte med Michael från vårt kontor i New York i eftermiddag. Vet du om det finns någon dricka kvar?
Vi har lite kaffe.
Michael dricker inte kaffe. Har vi något vatten på flaska?
Ja, jag tror att det fortfarande finns några kvar.
Utmärkt. Mycket bra.
Vill du ha någonting?
Jag tar också samma sak.
Ursäkta mig. Jag letar efter en riktigt lätt dator.
Okej, vad sägs om den här? Den är väldigt tunn och lätt.
Den ser bra ut. Kan man titta på DVD-er på den här datorn?
Det kan du tyvärr inte. Du kan titta på DVD-er på den där, men den är lite större och tyngre.
Ja, den är lite för tung. Jag köper den första.
Tack så mycket. Du kan välja mellan vit, svart eller silver.
Jag vill ha den svarta. Ursäkta mig. Jag letar efter en riktigt lätt dator.
Okej, vad sägs om den här? Den är väldigt tunn och lätt.
Den ser bra ut. Kan man titta på DVD-er på den här datorn?
Det kan du tyvärr inte. Du kan titta på DVD-er på den där, men den är lite större och tyngre.
Ja, den är lite för tung. Jag köper den första.
Tack så mycket. Du kan välja mellan vit, svart eller silver.
Jag vill ha den svarta. Du ska resa nästa vecka. Ska du inte?
Ja, jag åker till London på tisdag. Jag stannar där i 2 nätter.
Sen åker du till Paris.
Ja, jag åker till Paris på torsdag och stannar där 1 natt och sen åker jag hem igen.
Så du kan vara med på mötet på lördag, eller hur?
Ja, det kan jag.
Du ska resa nästa vecka. Ska du inte?
Ja, jag åker till London på tisdag. Jag stannar där i 2 nätter.
Sen åker du till Paris.
Ja, jag åker till Paris på torsdag och stannar där 1 natt och sen åker jag hem igen.
Så du kan vara med på mötet på lördag, eller hur?
Ja, det kan jag.
Tack för ditt samtal. Det här är Pizza Station.
Hej, kan jag få en vitlöks- och tomatpizza?
En vitlöks- och tomatpizza. Okej, vilken storlek?
En stor tack. Var snäll och skär den i 8 bitar.
Visst. Vill du ha något mer?
Ja, jag tar 4 brödpinnar och 2 burkar Coca-Cola.
Okej, vi kommer att leverera det om cirka 40 minuter. Tack för ditt samtal. Det här är Pizza Station.
Hej, kan jag få en vitlöks- och tomatpizza?
En vitlöks- och tomatpizza. Okej, vilken storlek?
En stor tack. Var snäll och skär den i 8 bitar.
Visst. Vill du ha något mer?
Ja, jag tar 4 brödpinnar och 2 burkar Coca-Cola.
Okej, vi kommer att leverera det om cirka 40 minuter.
Want to speak real Swedish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at SwedishPod101.com.
Hey, hello. Very basic, simple. You say hey. It works for everybody, whoever you meet. You say hey and they will probably respond with another hey back to you. God morgon. Good morning. Bit more formal, nice and polite for the mornings. Means the same as in English, means good morning. God eftermiddag. Good afternoon. Same, polite and nice, but of course used in the afternoon. And again, it's the same meaning as in English. It means good afternoon. God eftermiddag. Good afternoon. God natt. Good night. Most of the time it's used for when you're going to sleep. So when you wish someone a nice night, good night's sleep, this is what you say. Vad heter du? What's your name? Very easy, we're not that formal in Sweden, so and again it's the same meaning word by word. It means what's your name? You ask what someone is called.
Att vara. To be. Jag är trött på att vara singel. Jag är trött på att vara singel. I'm tired of being single. Just guessing, but I think this is a feeling most of us had sometime in our lives, unless you've been lucky enough to have a partner since, I don't know, forever. Maybe that's unlikely, so maybe you can recognize this feeling based on the verb to be. Att gilla, att tycka om. To like. Jag gillar dig. Jag tycker om dig. Jag gillar dig. Or jag tycker om dig. I like you. Liking is a very useful verb. I mean, in this sample it's used about a person, but you can use it about anything you like. Food or places or anything. So useful, basic verb. I hope you have a lot of things that you like about Sweden, so that you can use these words when you come over here. Att göra. To do. Vad ska du göra i helgen? Vad ska du göra i helgen? What are you going to do this weekend? In Sweden now it's Tuesday, so the weekend is still we still have a few days before that, but since it's summer, I think for me I'm going to be outside a lot. That's what I'm going to do this weekend. I hope you have something fun planned as well. Att säga. To say. Säg till om du är ledig imorgon. Säg till om du är ledig imorgon. Tell me if you're free tomorrow. I guess this verb to say is also a very common one. To say or to speak, you can use the same Swedish verb for both of them. When someone speaks, well, there is another word for that as well. But this one works for speaking, saying, talking. Att säga. Att förklara. To explain. Kan du förklara hur tvättmaskinen fungerar? Kan du förklara hur tvättmaskinen fungerar? Could you explain how the washing machine works? I don't know if you've been traveling or been around, maybe you have had to use different washing machines, and at least for me I discovered that they can be really different. So I guess this sample sentence might actually be more useful than you might think at first sight if you come traveling here in Sweden. Always nice to be able to get some fresh laundry, right?
Tack. Thank you. Here we go with this word. Tack. Thank you. Or thanks. I would say that it's more like thanks. It's the short, nice, not very formal way of just saying thanks. I think maybe this is the most useful word in any language. Don't you think? Like every time if someone helps you with the door or something, you can thank them. And that's one of the first things for me, at least, that I want to learn how to say in the language. Thank people for helping me. Varsågod. You're welcome. Maybe you help someone sometimes and they say thank you for helping them, holding a door or something. I guess in almost every country it's like the norm that you maybe, if someone is carrying a lot of stuff or someone elderly walks by, you hold the door for them. And in Sweden, if they say thank you, you reply with this phrase for you're welcome. So, varsågod. You're welcome. Ja. Yes. it's just yes, you know. When you want to say, you can add the yes please, ja tack. But it's just yes, easy. Nej, no. Also, nej, short and easy, is just the word to say no. You can add the politer version, say no thanks, then you just say nej tack. So this is actually fun. You can combine the words in this lesson a lot to create more polite sentences. Okay, okay. So this one you kind of already knew if you know the English version, and I've heard that okay is one of the most common words in the world these days. It's used in a lot of languages, almost the same pronunciation, almost the same spelling as well. So okay, that one always works.
Att höra. To hear. Jag hör ingenting konstigt. Jag hör ingenting konstigt. I can't hear anything strange. Did you hear anything strange? Right now I don't hear anything strange, but I heard some chickens before in this. There's a farm right next to where I'm standing, so there might be some strange animal sounds coming from over there. Att gå. To go. Vill du gå till affären nu eller senare? Vill du gå till affären nu eller senare? Do you want to go to the shop now or later? Att veta. To know. Vill du veta något intressant? Do you want to know something interesting? Of course I want to know something interesting. I don't know what people will tell you if you ask around for this, like, or what you would tell them. Maybe you have your special fun fact that would be your interesting thing. But I hope you have some kind of good story, something interesting to share. I would like to hear that story sometimes. Att ta. To take. Glöm inte att ta en bild. Glöm inte att ta en bild. Don't forget to take a picture. At least I'm not forgetting to shoot this video, I hope. I hope I'm still on. Yeah, I think I am. Don't forget to take a picture when you're traveling in Sweden, because it's super beautiful. Especially by the ocean, in the forest, I would say nature, everywhere. Att se. To see. Jag ska se den nya filmen på bio ikväll. Jag ska se den nya filmen på bio ikväll. I'm going to see the new movie at the cinema tonight. In summer, I don't go to the cinema that much because it's so nice outside. And I mean, in Sweden, we have daylight until very late at night in the summer. So I think for me, cinema is a winter activity, but can be super nice. So sometimes in the summer, I'm kind of looking forward to colder, darker days to go to the cinema, but not yet. Summer is still super nice over here.
Var jobbar du? Where do you work? Ja, jag jobbar på ICA. Jag jobbar på ICA. I work at ICA. And for you who don't know, ICA is a big grocery store in Sweden. There are others, but this is a very common one. So if you look for a grocery store, you can ask for ICA. Vad har du för telefonnummer? What's your phone number? And to this, you could reply, det är, and then all the numbers. But I think we're going to get to the numbers in another lesson. Det är, meaning it is. And remember the country code if this is someone who's not from your country, if you get their phone number. Vad kostar det? How much is it? Det är, it is. Or here's another one you can also use. Det kostar, it costs. Good to know. Maybe after sightseeing, what you do is you go shopping for some things, and we don't haggle in Sweden, so you don't have to do the haggling. You just have to ask for the price and you'll get the response to what you're probably going to pay. Gillar du svensk mat? Do you like Swedish food? So here we have both two different answers. Ja, det gör jag, meaning yes, I do. or nej, det gör jag inte, meaning no, I don't. And to be real honest, the Swedish cuisine is not my favorite. I prefer Asian food, for example, over Swedish food, but we have a few really good ones. And if you're not in Sweden, maybe you have an IKEA, you know, the furniture store somewhere around, and you can try the Swedish meatballs. They're a traditional dish, and kids really like them. But that's a first good start to trying Swedish food. Har du varit i Sverige? Have you been to Sweden? Ja, det har jag. Meaning, yes, I have. Nej, det har jag inte. Meaning, no, I haven't. And if you haven't been to Sweden, I hope you will go. But please go during the summer unless you are into skiing or snowboarding, because summer in Sweden is just magical. We have daylight until very late, like almost depending on where you go, but if you go very far north, the sun is not even gonna set. And in the south we have very long days. So that's a huge recommendation for you who haven't been to Sweden yet.
Att komma. To come. Du måste komma hem innan midnatt. Du måste komma hem innan midnatt. You have to come home before midnight. Well, if this is a rule for kids, I think midnight is quite late. But I guess for me, to be home before midnight when I'm about to work, it's like my rule. That's like the rule I set to myself. I have to be home before midnight to be able to get up and work in the morning. Maybe you have midnight or some other time, like that's your preferred time when you have to go to sleep. We're all different in our sleep cycles, I suppose. Att tänka. To think. Jag tänker på dig varje dag. Jag tänker på dig varje dag. I think about you every day. I'm not sure about you, like the person I'm watching through the screen right now, because I think I never met you. So it's hard to think about you every day. But I do certainly think about who's watching me on the other side right now. You or someone else. Att titta. To look. Titta på den där elefanten. Titta på den där elefanten. Look at that elephant. If you come to Sweden, you will not use this word, I mean the elephant, that much, because we don't really have many elephants, maybe in a zoo, but maybe you'll use this to look verb if you're lucky enough to see a moose, because we have those, and they're pretty cool as well. Not as big as elephants, but pretty cool animals. I hope you get to see one someday. Att vilja. To want. Vill du gå ut med mig imorgon? Vill du gå ut med mig imorgon? Do you want to go out with me tomorrow? Wait, not asking you right now because, like I said, I don't know who you are, and I'm actually busy tomorrow, but maybe some other time. Maybe I'll see you some other time, or you can use this for some other cool person that you meet. Att ge. To give. Glöm inte ge din mamma det här brevet. Glöm inte ge din mamma det här brevet. Don't forget to give your mom this letter. I don't know about you, but I do forget things sometimes. I guess it's one of the annoying things about being human, that you tend to forget things now and then, and it's really annoying. I hope you're better than me with not forgetting things.
Handball.
Handboll. Handboll.
Harbor. Hamn. Hamn.
Harmonica.
Munspel. Munspel.
Helicopter.
Helikopter. Helikopter.
Hide and seek.
Kurragömma. Kurragömma.
hiking,
vandring, vandring,
hip-hop,
Hip-hop. Hip-hop.
Historic monument.
historiskt monument, historiskt monument,
hobby,
hobby, hobby,
Hockey.
hockey, hockey,
Horror movie.
Skräckfilm. Skräckfilm.
Horse racing.
hästkapplöpning, hästkapplöpning,
Horseback riding.
Ridning. Ridning.
hostel,
Vandrarhem. Vandrarhem.
Hot spring.
varm källa, varm källa,
Hotel.
Hotell. Hotell.
Hula hoop.
rockring, rockring,
Hunting.
Jakt. Jakt.
Ice hockey.
Ishockey. Ishockey.
Ice skating.
Skridskoåkning. Skridskoåkning.
Indoor.
inomhus, inomhus,
Information center.
informationscenter, informationscenter,
Ink.
bläck, bläck,
Internet.
Internet. Internet.
Invent.
uppfinna, uppfinna,
itinerary,
Reseplan. Reseplan.
Jazz.
Jazz. Jazz.
Jet ski.
Vattenskoter. Vattenskoter.
Jogging.
Jogging. Jogging.
Journal.
journal, journal.
Want to speak real Swedish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at SwedishPod101.com.
Bärbar dator. Bärbar dator. Laptop. Bärbar dator. Laptop. Har du en bärbar dator eller surfplatta? Har du en bärbar dator eller surfplatta? Do you have a laptop or a tablet? So I think we start out with a quite big gift to give to someone. A laptop or a tablet is usually quite expensive, but I would be super happy to get one. So really good gift, but maybe that's for someone really special if you give something that expensive. Parfym. Parfym. Perfume. Parfym. Perfume. Köp inte parfym. Köp inte parfym. Don't buy perfume. I think perfume is something quite unique to everybody, what they like. But maybe if you really like someone, know someone and like someone,
perfume is a good gift because then you know what they like. But it's might be hard to find that perfect scent if you don't know someone really well. So can be a tricky gift, but appreciate it if you find the right one. Bok. Bok. Book. Bok. Book. Böcker uppskattas alltid. Böcker uppskattas alltid. Books are always appreciated. I do read a lot, so I really appreciate books as gifts if the person who gives it to me knows what I like, because I mean there are as many books as there are people, maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. There are a huge amount of books out there anyway, and even in the bookstores it's hard to find the right one, so maybe you could sneak and take a look in their bookshelf to find the best book to give to someone. And maybe it's a good chance to give away a book in Swedish. Or give that to yourself. Världskarta. Världskarta. World map. Världskarta. World map. Vi har en stor världskarta i vardagsrummet. Vi har en stor världskarta i vardagsrummet. We have a large world map in our living room. I always love maps. I love to see where I've been and where I want to go, like use them to dream. I don't have... I have like one of those globes in my living room that I love to look at, despite that it's a quite old one, but I like to watch the world and dream about my next travels. Kamera. Kamera. Camera. Kamera. Camera. Jag skulle vilja köpa en ny kamera. Jag skulle vilja köpa en ny kamera. I'd like to buy a new camera. Here's something you can listen for talking about gifts. If someone say that they would like to buy a new camera, maybe I get one for them and they would be really, really happy. But maybe this is also, I mean, some people are happy about the cameras in their cell phones. I'm not, because I really like taking pictures. But if you want a really good camera, they're quite expensive, so tricky gift, but amazing if you find the right one. Att återvinna. To recycle. Att återvinna. To recycle. Vi återvinner all glas och plast. We recycle all glass and plastic. Yeah, actually we are quite good at recycling in Sweden. That's something most people do, and most people have these little containers in their homes, in their kitchens, and then they separate different materials, and there are different bins, usually in every community. Most apartment buildings have those bins, so it's really easy to recycle in our Swedish system. Att volontärjobba. To volunteer. Att volontärjobba. To volunteer. Att volontärjobba kan vara en nyttig livserfarenhet. To volunteer can be a healthy life experience. I certainly believe that if you do some volunteering, you're not only benefiting, you're not only helping the planet, you're also benefiting yourself from what you learn and see. So that's a nice experience and also a good way to help in saving the planet. So big recommendation to you. I've done some volunteering myself and it was really fun. Att skydda. To protect. Att skydda. To protect. Vi köper miljövänliga produkter för att skydda miljön. We buy eco-friendly products to protect the environment. Maybe there are different products in different countries depending on where you live, but at least in Sweden we have a lot of eco-friendly groceries and clothes and the products these days. I guess it's the demand
is higher. More people are looking for eco-friendly products. So I hope you find that in your country as well. A good way to help saving the planet. Att återanvända. To reuse. Att återanvända. To reuse. Några återanvändningsbara material är gummi, jeans och regnvatten. Some reusable materials are rubber, jeans and rainwater. I'm actually wearing a pair of jeans right now, so I hope that they will be reused somehow someday. Maybe someone else will use them after me, or maybe the materials can be reused and turned into something else. Att bevara. To conserve. Att bevara. To conserve. Vi måste bevara regnskogen och naturen. We have to conserve the rainforest and nature. I care about most things about our planet, but the rainforest, I don't know if you've ever been to one, it's truly magical. So many species living in there, and it's so green and lush, and I find it really, really sad that we might not have those in the future unless we help in conserving them. So let's all try and do that. Att resa utomlands. To travel abroad.
Att resa utomlands. To travel abroad. Vår familj åker utomlands 2 veckor varje sommar. Our family travels abroad 2 weeks every summer. Honestly, when I was a kid, we didn't travel abroad that much, and when we did, we traveled to Denmark and Norway, also very beautiful countries up here in the north. But now that I'm a bit older and make my own decisions regarding traveling, I actually travel more than 2 weeks every summer. It's a luxury to travel, I think.
Att slappa på stranden. To relax at the beach.
Att slappa på stranden. To relax at the beach. Att slappa på stranden och läsa en bok är det bästa som jag vet. To relax on the beach and read a book is the best thing I know. Honestly, I'm a bit too restless to read on the beach for too long, but I love doing that for a while. And when we have a beautiful summer day like that in Sweden, when you can go to the cliffs and dive into the ocean, it's one of my favorite activities.
Lär dig svenska med SwedishPod101.com. To learn Swedish with SwedishPod101.com.
Lär dig svenska med SwedishPod101.com. Learn Swedish with SwedishPod101.com. And this one, of course, you already know and you're already doing it. Jag får inte glömma bort att lära mig svenska med SwedishPod101.com. I can't forget to learn Swedish with SwedishPod101.com. I hope you're not forgetting that, and since you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're up to it at this moment, so good job!
Att lära sig laga svensk mat. To learn to cook Swedish food.
Att lära sig laga svensk mat. To learn to cook Swedish food. Min syster har tagit lektioner för att lära sig att laga svensk mat. My sister has taken classes to learn how to cook Swedish food. To be honest, the Swedish food is not my favorite cuisine, but we have a lot of amazing barbecues in the summer, so that's one of my favorites. But we have a few goodies, so come over here and try some.
Att grilla. To have a barbecue.
Att grilla. To have a barbecue. Många svenska familjer grillar nästan varje helg på sommaren. Many Swedish families have barbecues almost every weekend in the summer. And this is true. This is true. In every garden, at every balcony, everywhere, there will be families having a barbecue everywhere, and it's delicious. So I hope you're invited to a barbecue party sometimes in Sweden.
Solglasögon. Sunglasses. Glöm inte dina solglasögon. Don't forget your sunglasses. As you can see, I have mine on, so I'm ready for the beach. Just gonna pack like a towel and some more stuff before I go there, and I'm ready. Strand. Beach. Idag ska vi hänga på stranden. Today we're going to chill at the beach. I'm not, unfortunately, but during this weekend I'm definitely gonna go to the beach if the weather keeps being this good. Looking forward to that. Simma. To swim. Att simma är bra för hälsan. To swim is good for the health. It is indeed if you swim a lot and if you just stay swimming and don't go like under the water, I guess that's not so good for your health. But swimming is a very good exercise and very good for your body and fun, I think. Sol. Sun. Solen är stark. Bränn dig inte. The sun is strong. Don't get burned. Yeah, for us with pretty pale skin and with long winters up here in Scandinavia, it's quite easy to get burned when all of a sudden we have this beautiful weather with sunshine and spend a lot of time outdoors. So that's something to be careful about for sure. Palm. Palm tree. Sandstrand och palmer så långt ögat når. Sand beaches and palm trees as far as the eye can reach. We don't have palm trees up here in Sweden, but I know that they are very common further south, and it's a beautiful setting when you have a beach with a palm tree for sure. But don't come to Scandinavia to look for palm trees because we don't have them. Ryggsäck. Backpack. Är din ryggsäck tung? Är din ryggsäck tung? Is your backpack heavy? Well, I actually brought a little backpack here. It's not super heavy because I just put it on as a fun thing for this class, so I didn't put much in it, but backpack, ryggsäck. Klasskamrat. Classmate. Jag har en ny klasskamrat. Jag har en ny klasskamrat. I have a new classmate. You might not know this before you go back to school, but people move around and maybe you'll be happy enough to have a new good friend and a new classmate in your class when you get back to school after the holiday, if you're on holiday. Most Swedish kids are on holiday. Läxa. Homework. Har du gjort klart läxorna? Har du gjort klart läxorna? Did you finish your homework? Since it is holiday, I guess most kids don't have homework and most students don't have homework. I certainly don't have any official homework because I don't study at this point, but there's always things to do that I consider kind of homework that needs to get done. So practicing, getting things done even when you don't have to is a good skill that I try to practice, that I relate to homework from school. Tenta. Exam. Jag pluggar inför tentan. Jag pluggar inför tentan. I'm studying for the exam. Actually, the word tenta is for university and higher education. It's not something that kids would use in school, younger kids. It's more like adult education or teenage education. I think the proper word for younger kids would be either test, which you recognize from English, test, or prov, which also means test. That's more like what they would call it. They wouldn't call it tenta. So there's a little insight on some different words that we use in Swedish for exams. Sommarlov. Summer break. Jag längtar efter sommarlovet. Jag längtar efter sommarlovet. I can't wait for summer break. You might have noticed my voice got up a little bit there, like sommarlov, because it's such an amazing thing. Here in Sweden, when you go to school, you have, I think it's like 10 weeks of a break, of a summer holiday during the summer when you're in school. So that was always like the best time of the year, and especially when you're a kid, 10 weeks, it's like an eternity. So I have so many good memories from sommarlov, summer break.
Tjocktröja. Sweater. Ta av dig tjocktröjan. Ta av dig tjocktröjan. Take off your sweater. In a warm day, maybe a sweater is not necessary, so then remember to take it off, especially in the beginning of autumn. Actually, it literally means thick sweater, like thick sweater. That's the meaning of the words. It's a combined word in Swedish. So the last part, tröja, only means sweater, and then to make sure that people understand that it's like a thick, warm sweater, you say tjocktröja. Regnig. Rainy. Det är en regnig dag idag. Det är en regnig dag idag. It's a rainy day today. And right here, right now, it is a rainy day actually. So I'm shooting this from indoors. But we had a super dry summer this summer. So I think in Sweden, people appreciate the rain way more this year than before, because it's been a very, very dry summer, which is not good for crops and forests and stuff like that. Blåsig. Windy. Vad blåsigt det är. Vad blåsigt det är. It's so windy. In the autumn, the weather can be really annoying sometimes. A lot of wind, a lot of rain, and as you know, weather is always a good conversation starter. So here's another one, windy. Sval. Cool. Det är svalt på kvällen. Det är svalt på kvällen. It's cool in the evening. In autumn, I think it can be cool or kind of cold. Not just in the evening, but all day. So put on that extra sweater that we talked about, and be prepared, because in Sweden, if it's really sunny, it can be warm, but then the air will still be chilly and cold. So when the sun sets, which happens earlier in the autumn, it can get cool, chilly, or even cold. Höst. Autumn. Hösten kommer snart. Hösten kommer snart. Autumn is coming soon. I don't know, I'm from like a place where we're very used to the seasons, like summer, autumn, winter, spring. So I kind of appreciate the change. Like autumn for me is the time of the year when a lot of new things happens, like maybe you go start studying a new program, or start a new work, or new courses, or new school. So it's like eventful and productive, and I kind of enjoy that after summer that can sometimes be a bit more lazy in a good way, but I enjoy the changes. That's part of, I guess, growing up with seasons.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.